190 to 166.
There's Apple's under pressure.
You buy stocks on Tuesday and sell them on Friday.
Market is as volatile as you'll ever see.
Traders saying this is the craziest day they have ever seen in these markets. Veteran traders saying they've never seen anything like it. The movement in oil.
Hello guys, it's Max here from Daily Market Movements. Welcome to another episode where today we're going to be analysing the Nasdaq100 futures chart. I'm sure many of you have been looking forward to today's video, waiting to hear for what I have to say, because it's been yet again another bloodbath in the Nasdaq100. But just before we get into today's video, for those who are interested in joining my Signal service, and I think now is a fantastic time to do so, do not hesitate to visit my website dailymarketmovements.com. I charge a very small fee of $29.99. And I've got to mention as well, guys, that you can find that website link in the description of today's video. But let's talk about the Nasdaq100. Let's get into it. Nasdaq currently down 3.5%. At the worst of today's trading session, we were down 4%. I think it was actually 4.4%. So just another bloodbath to add to Thursday's and, of course, last Friday's losses here for the Nasdaq100. I saw a crazy stat a few moments ago, and that is since Thursday afternoon, not even Thursday morning, Thursday afternoon, we are now down 10% in just 3 trading days. Last time this happened, it takes you all the way back to 2018, back in January, or I think it was the end of January, beginning of February. So just crazy movements in the markets. It just shows you how volatile they are. And of course, this is the off the back of the CPI reading that we got in last Friday. And I did warn this. If you go back to my video on Thursday, I warned that if that CPI number missed, we would likely take out the previous 2 weeks' gains. And that's exactly what's happened. And in fact, for the first time this year, we've now gone and achieved a brand new 52-week low for the Nasdaq100, so 11,445, and this is a price area where I start to get a little bit nervous, because for those who've been watching my videos for some weeks now, you will know that roughly here, so back on about the 24th of May, I think it was actually the 22nd of May actually, so around about here, I come out onto YouTube, and my Signal team and I basically said that I believe 11,500 to 11,000 is the bottom in this market. And guess what? I still stand by that. So I'm sure many of you will be happy to hear that. I still believe we don't break below 11,000. I think this white box is going to be a price area where we are going to be trading within for the next couple of months. I think that the market is soon coming oversold. If we just go and have a look at the Nasdaq100 in the 4 hour, for example, there we go. We've got a reading of 15 on the RSI. It's just incredibly oversold. Same on the 1 hour. We are now starting to come back a little bit, but we are still oversold at 27. If we go on to the monthly RSI, which is quite interesting, we are the lowest that we have now been dating back all the way to the financial crisis. So if we just have a look at that on a chart, what time date does that take us back to? That takes us all the way back to, sorry, let me just get rid of this RSI, it's just kind of in the way quickly. Yeah, so it takes us all the way back to roughly 2009. So incredible. It just shows you how strong this sell-off is at this moment in time. So let's bring back that RSI, which kind of takes us there. There you go. It takes us all the way back to here, which of course is 2009. So over a decade ago, we haven't been this oversold in over a decade. Let's just go to the weekly chart as well. I think we're just starting to approach the oversold territory. So things are starting to get very interesting here for the Nasdaq100, and eventually I would like to see a break back above that EMA here for the SMA, the 14-day SMA here on the RSI, which of course we got rejected from last week. So there's definitely certain things that I am looking out for the Nasdaq100. One positive that I can say after today's trading session is that you could argue that we are starting the process of a flush out. Now, this is something that many investors have been talking about over the past couple of weeks, that many boxes have been ticked in terms of volume traded, the downside versus the upside of shares bought on any particular day when we've sold off. But one thing that many analysts still hadn't said that had happened that makes them more confident that we have hit a tradable bottom, and that of course is a flush out. And I think the last 3 days we are starting to see signs of flush outs. Now, for those who don't know what flush out is, I'm looking for similar price movement to what we got back in January. I think it was January the 24th, where we basically were down 5% on the day, and in the final hour of trading, we actually come back up to end the day positive. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for all of the retail trades to be flushed out of this market, and then for us to then come and see the the big hedge funds and banks, etc., come back in and buy the markets to basically switch hands with the retail traders. Those are signs that I'm looking for, and many analysts are amongst Wall Street. But I also heard a lot of analysts come on and basically say that 3,400 is now a target for the S&P 500, which takes us quite far back towards the downside. If we just look at that, it takes us to full extension from that COVID the previous pre-COVID high. So that would be a big movement toward the downside, and of course that will take us down 30% here in the S&P 500. So compared that to the Nasdaq 100, how far have we fallen so far this year? I think it's quite some way. We're down around 32%. So if the S&P 500 went down further, we could see a decline of as much as 40%. But again, I still believe 11,000 will hold. I think that we're just going to have a few messy days here, but ultimately we will become oversold. And I just want to see us kind of consolidate within this white box. Even if it means that we have to bounce back up to the 50-day EMA, get rejected, come back down to 11,500, even 11,000, that's fine. But I just want to see some nice consolidation within a channel, and that being hopefully 13,000 and 11,000. If we see a breakdown below 11,000, that's when I might have to reconsider a lot of my day trades. Of course, my longer term non-leverage funds, I'm happy to stick with them, because I do believe in the Nasdaq 100 in the long run, and many of the companies that I currently hold. But my best bit of advice going forward, guys, is just please be cautious, please be careful, especially if you're a retail trader, because it's so easy in this current environment to get your account blown up. Just nibble if you're going to trade at all. Personally, I actually just told my Signal team that I'm going to have a breather for the next day or two. I'm just going to see where the market goes, because when it's as volatile as it's being at this moment in time, I just don't really want to trade it. It's very hard to predict. So I'm going to take a short-term breather for the next day or so, as I just mentioned, and if I do enter any trades within the next couple of days or weeks, it probably will be very, very small positions. So that's my best bit of advice to all retail traders watching this current video. Just nibble at the markets, don't be buying or selling, just small trades.
500,000 barrels per day.
190 to 166.
There's Apple's under pressure.
You buy stocks on Tuesday and sell them on Friday.
Market is as volatile as you'll ever see.
Traders saying this is the craziest day they have ever seen in these markets. Veteran traders saying they've never seen anything like it. The movement is